do that. Let's start recording. Boom. Dominic.
Earl.
Let's go live.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Metrics and Mayhem coming at you from beautiful West Deptford, New Jersey. My name is Earl Phillips. I am the metrics of this equation, and as always, joined on my left-hand side, how about it, the Mayhem, everybody, Dominic Melchior III. Dom, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic now that it's Wednesday. As we said, one of our favorite
Hump
days
day.
of the week. Hump day
Hump
indeed.
day. Grab your ladies or your fellas.
And we are happy that everybody's here joining us here on Metrics and Mayhem, episode 12, Dominic.
TB12.
TB12.
TB12. I think last week was our best episode, though.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Number 11.
Well,
Ooh.
11 was good.
Hey, listen.
I think the episode where we released the big news, that will always stand as the iconic episode. But
That's true.
we are...
But for whatever reason, number 11's in my head.
Yeah, no, it was good. You got 11 in your head.
I got 11 in my head. I don't know why.
Any reason why you have 11 in your head?
I think it has something to do with... What the hell was that?
That's our boy Jeff Liano sending in the text message right now. Sorry about that.
What?
Yeah, I know.
That was a wild sound.
Indeed. That was
But
a wild
I
sound.
was going to say something about the number 11 and the shade of red and something cold is in my head. I don't know what it is.
11,
Yeah.
cold, and in your head.
Red.
And red.
And red, yeah.
11 red and cold in your head. Well, I look forward to hearing a little bit
Okay,
more about
well, yeah,
that.
I mean, I don't know what it is.
No idea. Okay.
No, none, zero.
Very nice. But that said, everybody, welcome. We have quite a bit to get to on this episode of Metrics and Mayhem. First things first, we'd like to keep you in mind of our contest that we have running on right now. We have our Eliminator pool that we'll be talking about a little bit later on.
I haven't checked that. How's that going?
Still going strong, man.
Woo!
So from the beginning of the year, we're down to 3
Okay.
right now.
Still.
Down. Titty McGee, Joey Fizz, and Joe Fizzicaro, one of the guys in the Eliminator pool, joined us last week for a little bit.
Yes, he did.
And he missed your part about the fight. So went up to him at work and he asked me, what was Dom's suggestion? And I mentioned the whole cage match fighting thing. And he said, quote, "I'm not getting in a ring with Titty McGee. He's a beast." So I'm sensing a little fear from Joe Fizzicaro if it gets down to the
Joe, I don't know you very well, but that's the most beta male bullshit I've ever heard. I'm calling it right now. I don't know you. Earl speaks real highly of you. But the fact that you said that you won't get in a ring with somebody named Titty McGee, that is not alpha male level stuff. I'm predicting you will not win this thing.
That's a pretty bold prediction.
Because of that statement right
Just
there.
because
I don't
of that
think
statement.
you got the right stuff.
The right stuff. But you think a guy named Titty has the right stuff?
I guarantee you the guy named T is going to take his shirt off getting in that ring.
You know what? A lot of hair on that back, too. From
Yes,
playing
sir.
basketball in the morning, let me tell you, that man has a lot of hair on his back.
In the backwoods of West Virginia, he don't give a shit.
Not one bit of a shit, indeed. But that said, we got the Eliminator pool going on. We've been down to 3 for, I think it's 5 or 6 weeks right now. It's been a while. But these guys are battling it out, so we're going to keep rolling with that. Our Against the Spread pool, which if you'd like to join that is free of charge. Just send us a note. We'll get you involved. You pick 5 teams against the spread every week. And we've been going good on that. Dom right now is the clubhouse leader on that.
Clubhouse leader. Yep. Should have had a little bit more. Stupid thing happened on Thursday night where the guy blocked a extra point on a touchdown.
That blows
like
the cover.
11 seconds left. Blew the cover. Mr. Thursday night is on a fucking losing streak.
Mr. Thursday night is currently on a 3-game skid
ever
right now.
since Jeff Liano came along, it just jinxed.
One yips
Put the squadouche on me.
I understand that. I know a little thing about a losing streak there, Dom, is the Baca Hans, as we'll get to later on, suffer there. Probably like our 35th straight loss right now.
Okay.
It's no, it's not okay at all.
Maybe this is one of those things where you need to be humbled.
Yeah, that is definitely
you were
happening.
getting really full of yourself in life.
I was.
And this is the universe's way of going, you know what, we'll take you down a peg or two.
And
listen, it's going to happen to me, but when it happens to me, it's going to happen hard. I'm hitting the ground. We're talking, you're hitting the ground floor, I'm going under the floor.
You're going through the ground floor,
Yeah.
but it's euphoric when you're at this stage that you're at right now. You know, you're definitely on top of the league, and you got a lot to be said, but certainly a tragic year for the Baca Hans, taking another loss to the Consigs. Not one that I can say I'm surprised about.
No, I'm not either.
It was really nice to see Cam Newton come to life for the Consigs after trading him over. That just really made my day even better. But what can I do? We're at 2-11 now, and I think we were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs about 5 weeks ago. But it's.
I was gonna say, when you drafted,
this is not bad.
That was it.
Yeah,
you were done when you drafted.
Terrible, I know. It's disgusting. So we have that going on. We have our DraftKings pool going on as well. We were almost, I think, 10 points away from having to shell out little Metrics and Mayhem prize pack to our buddy Moose out there.
Our buddy Moose, valiant effort. Valiant effort came in second place. Definitely was going to get that gift card, but you lost, so you didn't get it. Sorry.
We have to say thank you to, I believe, Nate Sexton is the gentleman.
Is that right? Was that Nate?
I think Nate is NTG.
Nate just on winning streaks.
Yeah, he is. He's
won
doing
the
well.
Poker League. He got married to a beautiful bride. Got his house.
He's doing all right,
man.
He's
doing all right. He's winning DraftKings.
I remember.
He's got his skinniness still.
Okay, so I remember at one point, right around the wedding, I had a nice little skinny streak going. I had a beautiful wife I was getting married to. I'm moving into my house. I got all the same stuff going. Well, listen here, Nate. You see what happens?
This is your future.
Down the road.
This is your future.
It all goes down. Fantasy-wise, anyway. The life is
future.
Great. Yeah, too much of this. But since the last time I saw you, Dom, we ended our whole 30. We got through that. And you didn't see, I brought you down a little something. So,
yeah.
Can we do I know we didn't do this during the opening song, but I'd like to send this out. We bought a kombucha share, everybody.
A kombucha.
So here's some kombucha to the Metrics and the Mayhem.
Yeah.
Get a gander of this. I have to drink this.
My first kombucha, I'm going to take the gum out.
Take the gum. Yeah, you want to get the full flavor. You want to make sure the motor oil just clogs your throat.
We may have our first ever Metrics and Mayhem puke cam.
No, might be there. So we got the puke cam, and I got the...
Oh, my God. It smells awful. Here we go. It smells
Enjoy
like
your
toe
kombucha,
jam.
everybody.
Oh, my God. She makes you drink this?
Well, I would run upstairs, but I don't want to take the time. But we've got a jug. It's a 64-ounce jug of this stuff, and we get to fill it 3 more times.
Oh, it's still there. It's still there.
It was there last week.
It's not going away.
No, it's a total violation.
This is like drinking like a bad wine without the alcohol content.
Yeah, it's got that toe jammy, like fleshy ball taste to it.
Yeah,
if you're into that sort of thing.
It's like this is like if you, I'm dead serious. Like if I drank like Boone's Farm wine.
Yes.
But it never got you drunk.
It's kind of like the Oonsfa.
Oonsfa.
You need the boom.
So,
the
I mean, that's just bad.
So I'll be pounding some kombucha during this one right here, and I see my buddy John Hoban, the Wyoming Poke himself, hopping on the kombucha train. Yes, we are. Yeah, and it blows.
I pounded some kombucha once, but she never called me.
Hey, stop it! That's right.
Yeah,
beloved in the Kmart, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. So
shout out to Miss Kombucha down in Acapulco.
We appreciate your listenership as well, Miss Kombucha. But still, we are battling the kombucha train. Maybe this is part of the reason why the Bakahans blow so much. But yeah, we're on that bandwagon right now.
Man card for sure.
And
get out.
And we actually are still going on this thing too, man. Believe it or not. So yeah, I know. That's all right though. I can't complain. This one's been pretty. Easy.
Let's get back into the alpha male, grown man shit. Let's talk some sports.
Let's talk some sports. All right. Well, why don't we get going on an article? If we can go with yours first, because this is great news. If you guys haven't seen this yet, Dom sent out a message to our executive board here at Metrics and Mayhem. This came through maybe a half hour ago. So
about that, yeah.
So some pretty breaking news. As we go through the podcast, we're going to hopefully get some sound drops for some of these breaking news segments that you have right now. That would be great.
I'm going to abuse the shit out of that.
We got to get that all set up, and I got to do that. But why don't you hip us to some of the knowledge you just laid on us?
So I read on the internet world that MGM who's now the owning partner. It's not the Boyd Casino Entertainment Group anymore. It's MGM is now who owns the Borgata. They are building a sports book inside the Borgata in anticipation that sports gambling will finally make its debut in Atlantic City.
Oh, kombucha!
Thank the Lord!
Oh, kombucha!
Praise Jesus! Finally! So we can get degenerative, we can get filthy, we can do double reverses and parlays and teasers on NCAA women's basketball with cricket and soccer. I love it.
And not have to go to Club Risque to do it, right?
Not have to go to Club Risque and see the dry cleaner to do it.
I love it, man.
I love it. I am so excited for this.
Any pictures that we saw of this thing being designed yet?
Yeah, it looked fancy.
Does it really?
It looked fancy, yeah. It looks like a modern... Imagine like your modern Las Vegas sportsbook, but on a smaller scale, but even more modern.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be as big, I don't think. I mean, it's a Borgata. It's not like it's the Luxor or the MGM Grand out there. Or, it's going to be small but nice.
Wow. Now, do you think that this is going to have any sort of impact on, like we were talking about before? We're out here. We would want to make the trek to Vegas just to go out there and be active in the sports books.
That's the thing. We've always talked about that. Making a Vegas trip and just like spending like 40 straight hours in the sports book.
Yeah, right.
Only taking breaks to shit and shower.
And maybe not even. Just doing it right there. What the hell? My daughter's got pull-ups. We can make it happen.
Just pour water on myself and just have it going. But yeah, I think this is, if this happens, this like in 2018.
Yeah.
AC's back.
Yeah, so right now,
AC's back.
Right now in legislation right now, we have, I think it was like a March or an April 2018 that this could all be legitimate and legalized.
Can you imagine the start of the NCAA March Madness and AC has a sports book? Oh my God! You feel that? That's my dick hitting the undercarriage right there.
Is that what that was?
That's what that was.
I thought that was me drinking kombucha and having a little reaction to it, but apparently not. No. That's the Mayhem over there going mayhem on the new desk setup over there.
Yeah, we obviously you can see we have a new studio here, the new Metrics and Mayhem studio. I like it. New high tech microphones.
Mm-hmm. So we're trying to make it happen over here. A new angle. You can see back where the Metrics works on their music composition back there. That's the we got that'll happen. So anyway,
that's funny. You got your all your stuff hanging on the wall. I think mine's in like some. Like my degrees are in some like box in the shed.
Yes. Well,
I have no idea where they're at.
I can't take credit for that. That Villanova degree, I was not allowed in Villanova.
Gotcha.
So that would be my lovely better half on that one. But yeah, that's super awesome that we might have this happen, and very, very excited.
Mm-hmm. Then we're going to do a lot of on-location stuff.
Oh, my
Taking
God.
Metrics and Mayhem on the road.
Well, we have been talking about possibly doing, I don't want to release where it's at yet, but branching out from Metrics and Mayhem Studios and getting out into the town and into the community. And we have a couple of venues right now that we're checking out for possibly doing some live broadcasting out there local to us. So we're hoping that we can make that endeavor happen.
Absolutely.
As we develop our chops here on this. I gotta say, man, for episode 12, I feel like we're making some progress.
We're striding, maybe.
Yeah,
we're striding.
This is good, but always good to keep moving forward and staying on top of things.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another piece of news that went out this week. This came out on Thursday. The Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott, the headline from ESPN, the suspension was upheld again after the court denies the motion. So Zeke is not going to be playing now. Looks like for 4 weeks definitely. He's got another hearing on this case December the 1st. But the next 4 games that he'll be missing for the Cowboys are going to be against Atlanta, the Eagles, the Chargers, and the Redskins before he gets another date. There's a really interesting point in here, and I am not an Zeke Elliott fan. Right?
Sure, how could you be?
It's really tough to like a guy. Whether or not he's guilty or not, that's
he's
associated
a woman
with something
beating,
like this.
chipmunk-looking motherfucker.
I have not hung out with Ezekiel Elliott ever, so I have no idea if these allegations are true. But he brings up a point that I almost can kind of sympathize with, and I wanted to read this here. This was a quote that he put out. Elliott, who was not charged by any authorities, has maintained his innocence. He says, quote, "This is bigger than a suspension. It's bigger than football. It's them trying to make me something I'm not. I'm not an abuser. That's not who I am. This is my name, and this is my reputation. That's something I have to live with beyond football, so every day is worth fighting for." Oh! I didn't know you were going to do that. So soon, too. It must be the kombucha. Thoughts about that reaction to...
Listen, shut the hell up. If you're going to pay me $100 million and you want to say that I kick old women down the street and down the stairs, knock yourself out.
Right.
I'm going to live a life of luxury for the remainder of my life. It's about his reputation. He don't give a shit.
Yes.
He cares about one thing. His on-field production, which is going to give him that massive, massive contract when his rookie deal is up.
Yep.
That's all he cares about. That's it.
I like it. Do you think there's any chance that he didn't do anything?
Sure.
Do you think so?
I'm sure. I mean, we hear stories all the time where people just like target athletes.
Well, even actors now. I mean, look at Richard Dreyfuss, right?
Actors.
Kevin Spacey.
And you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Sometimes I'm sure that. I mean, we saw a video of Zeke like pulling girls' tops up.
Yes.
So I mean, that kind of behavior in public, yeah, it's. I mean, it's feasible that he obviously absolutely did this, but it's also feasible that somebody's just trying to get a payday. But who cares? I mean, at this point, like, who cares? Like, your reputation is soured.
Yeah,
It's done. Mm-hmm. So just, in my opinion, of what I would do, I would just be like, it's over, it's done with. People will forget about it because that's what people will do.
People will forget about
People will forget about this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
we love Bill Clinton now. We hated him in the 90s.
Love Bill Clinton, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston goes through what he went to with Florida State, and we don't talk about that now. I mean, it's gone. Nothing has sustaining power.
The more you bring attention to everything, the more people will remember. But if you just say, "Okay, I did my time," you know, this is what it is. I didn't do it, but if this is how the league wants to handle it, I'm not going to fight it. People will forget about it. Ray Lewis killed somebody. And Ray Lewis is now on TV.
Ray Rice beat the hell out of his moment.
But Ray Rice isn't in the league anymore. I mean, if Ray Rice was still in the league, I think it'd be a different situation.
Greg Hardy as well.
Greg Hardy, he's another one. He's not in the league anymore. But
was playing with all this going on.
Richie Incognito.
Incognito, sure.
You know, bullying his teammate. People forgot about it. He's still playing.
Yeah, right.
People will forget about these things if you just let it go.
Interesting the way that this whole scenario has been held, though, with he's going to have a trial, he gets an injunction. Another trial is going to be all pushed back. There's a lot of, from the Players Association, how they're supporting Zeke and how they're really trying to stand up for his rights. My point about Mike Evans, the week after that, Zeke's going through all this. Well, in the A.J. Green, Mike Evans week, Mike Evans gets, 1 game suspension. There's no press back from the league or anything like that for Mike Evans. You know, let's just take it and be done with it. But the way this was handled, just between the judicial system and the NFL Players Association, it's been a lot of drama. Yeah. And hopefully this all gets behind us.
I mean, there's two situations where I think that the people just sort of taking their medicine, taking the punishment, and just shut the hell up about it. That was Tom Brady, and now Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
People will forget about it if you're good enough and play football. No, I've heard people say, "Oh, because the NFL is the way that it is, I'm not going to watch NFL." Yes, you will. There's 2 things in this country that people will never stop doing: watching football and eating pizza. Those are the 2 things that people will always do no matter what.
Unless you go on Whole30, Dom. I mean, the pizza's a bad news on the Whole30 diet.
Yeah,
so.
but you're off it now.
Nah, we're back on, bro.
You're back on the Whole30?
But I'm watching
60?
It feels like a whole fucking life. But anyway, that said, I agree. People won't stop watching football. No. It's really tough to root for some athletes, but it's not going to take away from watching the game.
No,
we have too much invested in it.
Yeah, we have way too much invested in it.
People.
You mean to tell me, like people who hated Mike Vick, if the Eagles won a Super Bowl, they wouldn't be out there on that street partying?
Yeah, no,
bullshit.
I completely agree with that. I would say though that part of us, we had season tickets, and we had given those tickets up because it wasn't an enjoyable experience to go to the game anymore, at least for me anyway in Philadelphia. But even just with that, you feel like even if you try to make a stand, I'm not going to go to the games anymore and support these people. Well, you've got 50,000 people on a waiting list that are right there that are ready to pay it. So they don't give a shit if I sell my tickets to make some kind of stand. There's 50,000 people waiting to go up and take the stuff.
There's always somebody willing to take somebody's place.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the statement that everybody tries to make, or let's take a stand on this, it's not going to have an effect because there's too many people that are willing.
Absolutely.
to. Okay, yeah, great. All right, let me have your tickets, pal. No problem. Yeah, I'll pay the $300. No problem. How about another one today? And we do have...
I love this story. This story is the gift that keeps on giving.
Before we do, we got our good buddy, who I haven't talked to in so long, man. Our good buddy, Mikey Doc.
Mikey Doc, look at you.
My man just celebrated a beautiful wedding anniversary.
He did.
It was 18 years, I think it was.
18 beautiful years.
That's awesome, man.
With a wife who he definitely outkicked his coverage on.
That's a beautiful thing, man. So, Mikey Doc, good to see you, man. Dom has the hat. No, that is pure buff right there.
Boom.
Without a doubt. He is all set. And that's free of charge, by the way, Mikey Doc. So, yeah, all our best out to you, Mikey Doc. And good to see you, man. And my buddy Pat Ronayne checking in. One of Philly's best accountants over there checking in. He'll be a member, I believe, of the Scotch Night as well. We'll get to that.
Scotch Night. You mean the Scotch and Tequila Night? Because me and Greg will be drinking tequila.
Drinking tequila, that's right. The Scotchila.
The Scotchila.
That's right. we had a situation. I printed this out today. I don't know if you heard about this, but LiAngelo Ball,
Who?
Cody Riley, and Jalen Hill, 3 UCLA basketball players.
Never heard of him.
There was a little scuffle over in China, I believe was the country. And turns out that there was a little scam with some shoplifting going on there from a Louis Vuitton store.
Couple stores.
They have since been indefinitely suspended by head coach Steve Alford at UCLA. And I got to imagine that Alford has got to be loving this. Absolutely loving it because of what LeVar Ball put him through while his son was at UCLA.
Oh, yeah.
There was definitely a lot going on there, but I don't know. Did you see LiAngelo's addressing the media today?
Well, let's start with the coach.
Okay.
Anybody who plays sports knows that if you have a knucklehead player, but he's your superstar, you're not going to sit him because guess what? As your coach, your salary is dependent on you winning games, and you are not going to bench your best player, and just to teach him a lesson. If he can help you win games.
Okay.
Won't do it. Especially at the college level, at UCLA.
Sure.
Millions and millions of dollars. He's going to give that up just to make a point for LiAngelo Ball. He's benching LiAngelo Ball because LiAngelo Ball stinks.
Yes.
He's not good. He's benching those 3 players because they stink. They can't help UCLA win.
So he comes. I totally agree. I'm glad we're on the same page here. He comes out like the total hero.
Yeah.
I'm not taking shit. The ball kid sucks. He sits the ball kid blows.
Yeah.
He's not a good player.
He's not. He is the worst out of all the brothers.
Yes.
For sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree with that. A very scripted, apology to the he went through and did all that, and that was all right.
PR 101.
But in an interesting turn, President Trump, who was on an Asia trip at this time, reached out to the president of China and apparently tried to work some shenanigans to get the guys back over here to the States.
Yeah.
A very interesting take from our nation's leader right now. And, as things are the way they are in this country right now with Trump, especially, regardless of what side you're on, we can at least say that, it's definitely heated. And especially with any sort of racial issues going on right now.
You don't say.
A really interesting move by our president to take part in this for probably somebody who doesn't necessarily need his help by any stretch of the imagination. Any thoughts about President Trump coming in and
it's a low-hanging fruit PR stunt.
Isn't it terrible?
It's obvious.
And then
he doesn't give a shit about any of these kids. He doesn't give a shit about UCLA basketball. He doesn't even care about the reputation of America in China.
Yes.
This was an opportunity for Trump to say, "Look at the power I got. I can get these 3 kids out of China, no problem. I got the Chinese president in my back pocket, no issues."
Comes out with a tweet at Real Donald Trump, which sometimes I think is a fake account, but
it's got to be.
There's
somebody behind the scenes is just fucking with us.
It's unbelievable. But he comes out with, do you think the 3 UCLA basketball players will say thank you, President Trump? They were headed for 10 years in jail.
That's hysterical. You know why?
Oh, my God.
He couldn't help himself. He thought he was going to get so much love, and when he didn't, it was like a little baby.
He's a fucking baby, man.
It pissed him off. He's like, well, you think anybody cares about me? Every time I hear him talk, I hear a picture like voice.
Unbelievable, man. It really is. Now, again, this story is not meant to be made out about Trump. It was very interesting to see him involved in it. The bottom line is, LiAngelo Ball is a knucklehead. He's getting slapped on the wrist. And I totally agree. We're on the same page with the Steve Alford situation. No. Sit him. Let's make our statement. If this was Lonzo,
Lonzo would be in that starting lineup.
But even if it's Lonzo, do you think as the coach you can say, sit down, I don't want you playing, but then from the top, from the heads up and the president of the university, whatever it is, they can come down and say.
I think that it would be the coach's call. And then I think...
But do you think at a place like UCLA you have that kind of support? If you want to sit the ball kid, that's fine. Go ahead and sit him.
No, I don't think you have that support.
Right.
The boosters control college football, college basketball.
Right.
So if the boosters want Lonzo Ball playing, he's going to play.
I agree.
He's going to play. It's as simple as that.
Something else, man. It really is. But hey, listen. Hopefully he just it was a dumb move. It was a dumb move, right?
Yeah, we've all been there.
We've done stupid things. Everybody's got skeletons in your closet.
I steal shit all the time.
Right? You steal all my beer. Every time we do a podcast, you steal my goddamn beer.
Constantly, and I fully admit it.
Yeah.
I love it. I steal people's beer. I steal people's... I used to go into people's houses and steal just their DVDs. I wouldn't take the whole DVD case. I would just take the DVD out of it so they had the case still.
That's terrible.
Yeah. I used to do that all constantly. And tell them that I did it.
I remember, and this is going back a ways, but we did a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And one of the things we had to get in our scavenger hunt was a blue parrot or somewhere. You remember that produce stand on the White Horse Pike?
Yeah.
It's burned in my memory. We stole it.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, you stole it.
I stole it.
I was an accomplice, and I got hives that day, freaking out that the freaking police were going to be on our tail, and you're out there in the passenger seat, woo! Loving life. You kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, nobody's going to chase me down for a pink flamingo. It's not going to happen. So...
Well, we live definitely different lives there. And I like the Mikey Doc coming in with the stealing the pots of poker with the Jack Deuce.
You got it.
That might be Jeff Liano playing the hands like that. But only if they're suited, Mike. You got to remember that one. And a hello out to Matt. Wow, another old high school buddy, my man Nick Annucci, who I think he's working for the NFL, I believe, and he's up in North Jersey right now. So, Nick, thanks for hopping on for a minute, man. Good to see your name come across the screen. Speaking of NFL,
yes, let's get to it.
Why don't we go to yours right now? Because there's something you want to talk about regarding our Philadelphia Eagles. And just in time for my man Mitchell Stoneman, who I work with over at Cherokee. He's a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, which we could get to in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But that said, why don't we get talking about what you want to talk about our Philadelphia Eagles?
Every national pundit I hear it's debating, why are the Eagles so good? Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, Drew Brees. The Eagles' defense, the Eagles' offensive line, the Eagles' weapons. I agree with all of that, but they're leaving out one person.
And which person are we missing?
Doug Peterson.
Dougie P, huh?
People were killing Doug. He's not a head coach. He doesn't belong in the NFL. He only got one interview. That's true. But what is the I want to say the what people say a good leader does?
He empowers the people underneath of him.
He empowers the people underneath.
Without a doubt.
You don't hire people to tell them what to do. You hire people so they can tell you what to do. Mm-hmm. That is the best quote I've ever heard. I think it was, I want to say it was
Miley Cyrus.
Besides her.
Okay.
I think it was Elon Musk who said that.
Elon Musk, okay.
Yeah, we don't hire people to tell them what to do. We hire people so they can tell us what to do. It makes complete sense.
I like it.
Doug Peterson is a great head coach because he doesn't meddle in things that he doesn't know.
Okay.
Doug knows quarterbacks.
Okay.
He's essentially a glorified quarterbacks coach.
Okay.
In a sense. But he's letting the defensive coordinator just go ahead. I'm not calling any plays for you guys. Go ahead. You're good. Same thing that McVay is doing.
Yeah, Sean McVay doing that in Los Angeles, rejuvenating Jared Goff's career. Absolutely.
He doesn't want anything to do with the defense. He said it. He's like, I just want to worry about my offense.
Yep.
And Doug is doing a great job with just empowering the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, the special teams coordinator to do what you do.
And again, with Mitchell joining us right now as a big Steelers fan, he's got the Fire Todd Haley thing. Every hashtag he throws out is Fire Todd Haley. There's a case right there where Mike Tomlin has empowered the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator to do what he needs to do. He's got Ben Roethlisberger, he's got Le'Veon Bell, he's got Antonio Brown, and that offense just cannot get started by any stretch. So it's kind of like the same thing, only it's just having more success. Happens to be this year over here in Philadelphia now.
Well, Todd Haley's not a good coach. It's fine. It's fine to empower somebody who's good.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're not good, then
that's exactly right. Like Todd Haley is completely blowing this team's chances of success, and I'm sure Mitchell would agree with me when I'm saying that. But you're right. He's empowering these people to do it. Jim Schwartz, man. I mean, when we came into this year, all we were thinking was, oh my God, the Eagles secondary is just atrocious. We have no corners. We've got nothing. Maybe middle to Malcolm Jenkins.
But I knew, and I said this to you on one of our first couple podcasts, the front seven, if you can get to the quarterback, you do not need a shutdown secondary like Seattle has.
Yes.
And it's true. Eagles have proven it this year. They're getting to the quarterback.
They're getting to the quarterback. The ball's out in like 3 seconds.
It reminds me of a Jim Johnson defense. That bend, as soon as they get into the red zone, that bend don't break. The field shrinks. Everything gets smaller. Things have to happen faster, and they just can't do it.
But the defensive, the rotation that they have They have monsters out there every play, man. And even when they make the rotation, it's like, oh, we're getting backups. Oh my God, the lineup that's still out there is they're just they're manhandling other offensive lines right now. So it's really enjoyable to watch. They are at this point right now. I have it right here. They are 7-2 against the number right now for the year, which is pretty. That's impressive. It's the best record.
They're gonna be 8-2.
It'll be 8-2
at the end of this week.
I like that. Preseason at 8.5 wins, they came out with their win total right now 8-1. So they just need to win one more to go over, right? Isn't that unbelievable? But Dougie P, again, I like the thought.
Gotta give him some love.
I gotta give him some love. Does Jim Schwartz leave to get another head coaching job somewhere?
For sure.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. He'd be stupid not to. But if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, it would be foolish of him to think that if he didn't stay and win one, that it wouldn't benefit him more than leaving after this year.
We've got 3 teams right now in the NFC. Let's call it the Vikings. Let's call it the Rams. Let's call it the Saints. Yeah. All right, with those 3. I agree with you that if the Eagles don't make the NFC Championship game, or if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, at this point, based on their performance, the season's a disappointment.
Yeah, it
right?
has
You
to
agree.
be.
So out of those 3 teams, Rams, Vikings, Saints, which team do you not want to see the most coming into Philadelphia? Saints?
The Saints.
Drew Brees?
Yeah, this I don't want to see, because you when you look at things like this, you look at great teams and you say, okay, all these teams are good. What are the X factors on each team? It's the quarterback. Who's the best quarterback out of all 4 of those teams?
Yep.
It's the Saints. It's Drew Brees. He's won one.
Yep.
He is a Hall of Famer. I don't want to see. I want any parts of Drew Brees.
Okay.
0. If I can get Jared Goff in the NFC Championship game,
I love it.
I would take it.
Yeah, I love it.
If I could get Case Keenum.
Case Keenum, man. Can you believe? Yeah, I mean, there was a chance last week.
I don't want Drew Brees at all.
And he almost blew that game. Case Keenum almost blew that game last week. They had a huge lead on Washington.
Good point by Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff coming in with a great point right there. This defense from New Orleans is playing lights out, too. They just destroyed Buffalo last week. So it'll be very interesting. They have the Redskins coming up this week, which will be interesting to get to.
And the Saints already came into Philadelphia and ripped your heart out.
They did.
I was there at that game.
The Darren Sproles led New Orleans Saints, if I'm not mistaken, right?
So Drew Brees knows how to come to Philadelphia and tear your heart out. I want no parts of the Saints.
That was a game where the Eagles went down. I think Nicky Franchise took them down the field, scored when they needed to.
Deshaun Jackson catching it on the sideline. Yep.
And then Darren Sproles runs that kickoff back to 50, and then the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah. But that said, your Eagles, it's 8-1 overall, 7-2 against the number. That is the best record against the number this year for any team right now. So that's a pretty cool thing we got going, man. It's a nice ride. And, one more thing, before we get into our contests and everything. Everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but I'm hearing a lot of Eagles fans just really on edge, on eggshells about this team. Well, I don't know. How many more years of disappointment do we have to live through? Can we just enjoy this?
No.
You can't enjoy it?
No, we can't. It's the only one in town that hasn't won anything. We need one. We're the only team in the division that hasn't won a Super Bowl. The Eagles are the only team that is the most popular team in the city, and they haven't won anything.
So even at 8-1, clearly the class of the NFL right now.
Clearly, yeah.
We can't enjoy this ride. We're still walking on eggshells.
Yeah, we're still walking on eggshells.
Who do you fear?
I fear the Saints.
Okay.
I do fear the Vikings defense. I just don't fear their quarterback, so I think we can win that one. I do fear the Rams, but again, I think when it comes down to it, I take Carson Wentz over Jared Goff.
Yeah.
But I would say the Saints in the NFC are the only team
Saints in the NFC. And then how about NFL? I mean, Tom Terrific, I don't want to get into a Super Bowl with Tom Terrific. That I agree with.
I think if we get to the Saints, if we go from the Saints in the NFC Championship game
to Brady.
To the Brady, Jesus.
Yeah, nah.
You want to talk about indigestion.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I don't know if anybody out there listening has any thoughts on that.
Who's going to beat the Patriots in the AFC? There is nobody good in the AFC. Jacksonville?
No.
Think about it.
Yeah, I guess New England 7-2, Pittsburgh 7. You're just so inconsistent, man.
Here's the thing. This is the year where things are lining up for the Eagles. Yeah. It's never happened.
I understand that.
Ever. And we're panicking because
we have nothing to complain about.
We have nothing to complain about. We're panicking and we're like, this could be it. Is this going to be the final year? I think I think if we get to the Super Bowl and lose this year, it will rip our hearts out more than it did in 2004.
Yep, I agree with that. And I like some of the points coming up with about a Pennsylvania Super Bowl. I'd be way into that. I think that would be a great battle. If the Steelers came out of the AFC, that would be something else right now. It's tough to go against Tom Terrific.
Here's the thing. I want no parts of an opponent that's been to the Super Bowl with this Eagles team.
Yep.
And I get it. Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, they've been the only ones that have made it to the Super Bowl in the AFC for the last fucking 30 years, it seems like. So I get it. We're probably going to have to go through Roethlisberger or Brady. So somebody from the AFC is going to be there to win a Super Bowl. I get it. I don't want to see it, but I get it.
How about Fat Andy?
No, I do not fear Fat Andy.
You do not fear Fat Andy?
I think if the Chiefs somehow make it to the Super Bowl, the Eagles will mollywop
You think
them.
that, yeah, they do?
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, the way the Eagles are playing now.
God, could you see that son of a bitch holding up a Super Bowl trophy?
Against the Eagles? Against the Eagles?
God, that would be terrible.
That'd be the worst.
That would be pretty bad. But nonetheless, man, what a good time to be a Philadelphia sports fan, man. We got a lot of good stuff happening. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about our Villanova basketball starting up. You know, I'm a big Villanova fan. I have such a loyalty to the underprivileged, rich white kids.
Yeah, the struggling
white kids. It just absolutely destroys me. But anyway, got some Nova. We had a great game last night. Did you catch the Dukies and the Michigan States?
Of course not. I watch that shit.
It was a very, very good game. Very
watch college. College is for poor people.
Right here. So we're all set on that. Had the Dukies. Gave out the Dukies last night as to play. College Hoops been on fire. Been throwing them up on the Metrics and Mayhem site. Or College Hoops, yeah, I should say. So we got that going on, which is all good. But I think that's going to kind of do it for the opening rant. Why don't we get into our the Eliminator segment and our picks against the spread.
Let's talk a little bit about the Philadelphia Flyers, too.
All right, let's do a little Talking Hockey segment.
I got a jersey on, and that
is Talking Hockey,
everybody. Talking Hockey.
So, if you guys wouldn't mind sticking around for a minute, that'd be very cool. And we're going to take a break and regroup and get ready for the next couple segments. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Now, how does it work? Does the jersey come off now?
No, it stays on.
The jersey stays
got nothing on this.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, we're going bareback on this jersey. This is an official Flyers jersey.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's got the strap.
The jock strap? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's a game jersey signed by whoever the fuck this guy is.
Who is it?
I have no idea.
We'll have to talk a little hockey with the guys so we can figure out who this is.
So, this is an official Flyers jersey, and I won it.
Awesome.
We gotta do our. You gotta surprise me with whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the.
Mount Rushmore.
Yep. You write that down so I don't forget it.
That is a extremely loud ding.
That's because my audio interface is turned up.
Scares the piss out of me.
I'm sorry about that. All right, everybody. Welcome back. We are still cruising here on Metrics and Mayhem. We're going to get rolling right now with, we've got two segments that we're going to do right now. And, Dom, I'm going to get to the one that you brought up first.
Yeah. I love this one.
If you don't mind
this is my favorite.
And why don't you introduce, and actually, if you want, I can save mine.
Okay.
And we can use this as you brought this up before. We can use this as the one where we play as the match.
I think this one would be too hard.
You think this was too hard?
Yeah, this has way too many options. So this one would be a little too hard. But let's just go into this right now. And me and Earl, we talk. We love the Mount Rushmores. We love the surprise Dom with things, but we're going to do two things this week. We're going to do our Mount Rushmores of something, and we're going to do the surprise Mayhem, and what we've been doing all week. So we were talking today, and when you asked me, let's do a Mount Rushmore, which should it be? I said Mount Rushmore of famous dogs. Lots of famous dogs out there.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, you know what? I got 3 or 4 off the top of my head that'll crack anybody's top 5. Mm-hmm. So I got my Mount Rushmore of dogs, and I'm guessing you do too.
You're guessing what?
You do too.
Yeah.
So let's hear it. I want to hear what your Mount Rushmore of dogs are.
My Mount Rushmore of dogs. This is it's a little interesting.
Okay.
I think the chalk here is Lassie.
Okay.
Lassie is classic chalk in this case. Cujo.
Cujo
Comes to mind. Stephen King's Cujo. One of the scariest dogs out there, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Right. One that tugs at my heartstrings. K9 Cop.
K9 Cop.
The dog from K9 Cop was absolutely heart-wrenching in that one.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Otis from Milo and Otis.
Milo and Otis. Those are 4 strong dogs.
That's 4 strong dogs.
4 strong dogs. I went a different direction.
I'm all ears.
As you would probably guess.
Mm-hmm.
My number 1 on my Mount Rushmore of dogs is Snoop Dogg. Snoop D-O-double-G.
Oh, my God.
The Godfather himself.
Uh-huh.
The Dogfather himself.
I love it. That's pretty good.
Just loving himself, so Martha Stewart, so Snoop Dogg. And then we're going to kind of pivot off Snoop, and we'll go Snoopy.
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 Wow, very good play.
OG. The OG dog.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
You know?
I like it.
And then we're going to go a little philosophical. Pavlov's. Pavlov's
Oh,
dog.
my God.
We're going to go Snoop Dogg, Snoopy, and then we're going to round it off with Pavlov's dog.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's a legendary dog.
I can't argue that one bit.
And then my final one, my sleeper of the group, Brian Griffin from Family Guy.
Oh, very nice
Yes.
one. Very
so
good.
we're going to go with Snoop Dogg, Snoopy, Pavlov's dog, and Brian Griffin as my Mount Rushmore of dogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'd take my dogs in a knife fight over your dogs.
Yeah, I think I would too. Well, I think still Lassie's chalk. I think Brian takes down Cujo in overtime for sure.
He's got opposable thumbs for a dog, which is weird.
Yeah, very interesting.
And so is Snoop Dogg.
And we also like to hear your Mount Rushmore of dogs.
Yeah,
as
let me
well.
hear your Mount Rushmore dogs.
We got any dogs that we're missing out there? Where my dog's at, as they like to say. If you could fire those bad boys over. Why don't we get into, let's talk some football. Let's get back to some football and talk against our eliminator pool. We have 3 people left still involved, and on our eliminator segment, we do the heartbreaker of the week. And let's keep that rolling. You've been on fire with these. You've got Jacksonville right now as a 7.5-point favorite. And scrolling down, you've got the Saints as a 7.5-point favorite. Andy's Chiefs is at a 10.5-point favorite. That's a big number, man.
Yeah, it's a big number.
Let's
Giants stink.
Keep scrolling down. I think that's what we got for anything larger than a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, thoughts about any surprise this week? Any heartbreakers?
I don't think any heartbreakers, but I think the game that actually will be the closest one will be the Redskins and the Saints. The Redskins, for whatever reason, they don't fear going into opposing team stadiums. I think there's bad juju at home.
Bad juju at home.
Yeah, I mean they pulled one out in Seattle.
Yeah,
that's a hard one to play.
I agree.
So I think the Redskins going into the Saints, that's going to be a trap game for the Saints a little bit.
Very interesting call right there. I like that one too. So if that's the case, I wouldn't mind seeing the Saints lose.
I wouldn't either. Take them down a peg or two.
Some good dogs coming in right now. Hooch from Twitter and Hooch is a very, very good one.
Air Bud
was going to make my list. Look at that, the dog from the Sandlot. You remember his name?
Give me a second. Yep. Hercules.
Hercules is correct. And Scooby is terrible. John Liano said Scooby.
Of course,
what do you think
John
about
would
that?
say Scooby. And, I mean, Scooby-Doo is probably the worst dog ever created.
The worst dog ever created.
Hanging around a stoner, and that's all he does. Get out of here.
And Daphne
Get
and
out of
Vanessa,
here.
right? Get him out
Get
of
out
here.
of here. He didn't even hump anything. Scrappy's more impressive than Scooby.
That's a bold statement right
Scrappy-Doo is more important.
I think we could get into an hour debate on that one right there, probably. But that said, I like the Redskin call on that one, if any team's going to be a heartbreaker this week. But, man, where are we at? 11 weeks now. A lot of great teams are taken, so it'll be interesting to see where these guys end up. But down to Titty McGee, down to Joe Fizzicaro, and down to Tim Sawyer down in beautiful Rock Hill, South Carolina.
And I was a little mad when I got eliminated, but I guarantee you, by how this is going, I'd have been out by now.
Yeah,
so I'm cool with this.
No doubt about it.
I was mad because I thought I had a real good shot this year winning it, because this is the farthest I've ever gone. I'd have been done by now.
I would have been, I agree.
For sure.
All right, that said, let's why don't we get into our 5 against the spread?
Okay.
Right now, and right now, again, if anybody wants to partake in this pool right now, totally free to join in. We do a review of it every week. So again, if anybody new listening in wants to get involved, just send us a message. We'll get the link out to you to get you involved. You pick 5 teams against the spread every week, and we shoot the shit about it on Wednesday nights. So Dom, you have the clubhouse lead right now. Why don't you take it away?
Leading the clubhouse, batting fourth cleanup. I'm sticking with my Thursday night game,
Mr.
even though
Thursday
I am on
night.
a 3-game. I said it. 3-game losing streak. Taking L's. L, left and right. It sucks. And I lost this Thursday on a blocked extra point with 11 seconds left.
Broke our hearts.
Jesus Christmas. But I'm still sticking with Thursday.
But rolling with Thursday. And we got a Tennessee Titan rolling into Pittsburgh, Dom, at a 6.5-point favorite. Talk to me.
And my theme for this week is away teams.
Very interesting.
Taking all away teams this week, and I'm taking those Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans. Mitchell
6.5 to go into Steel Town. Iron City, Light City.
Okay.
And lose by 6.
And Mitchell Stoneman, we'd love to hear your thoughts on that one with the Tennessee Titans plus the 6.5.
Plus the 6.5, they're going to lose by 6.
We like that. Okay,
So,
go ahead.
Second one, now I think this one is an outright.
Oh, boy. Go ahead.
The Rams going into Minnesota. Plus 2.5. Going in, and I think that they romp the Vikings.
I can't argue that.
I'm betting the money line on that one for sure. Absolutely.
Like
Next one, not going too far. We're going to Chicago, where those Detroit Lions are only a 2.5-point favorite. With Matt Stafford and that team not having to go that far to travel. Give me those Lions.
You're going to take those Lions, okay.
Minus 2.5. You got to live by a field goal in Chicago. Chicago stinks.
I like it.
Next one I'm going cross country. You know I hate it. You know I hate it. But I'm doing it anyway. You know why? Because Tom Terrific is the only guy who can go across country and still put a beating. He's still putting a beating down on the Raiders. So we're going to go Patriots minus 6.5 against the Raiders.
All right.
And then we're going to finish off with our boys. On the road to victory. Fight. We're going to Eagles minus 3.5 against those depleted Cowboys.
The Zekeless.
The left tackle, whatever the hell his name is.
Oh, God, he was horrible,
And the Sean Lee-less Dallas Cowboys. They are a mess.
One of the most disappointing careers of a middle linebacker, wouldn't you say?
And I said to you earlier this week, him and Luke Kuechly can start a show after they retire, just staring at each other and eating Jell-O. Their brains are mush. That's pretty much all they're going to be able to do.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough post.
So we're going to go with the Titans 6.5, Rams plus 2.5, the Lions minus 2.5, Patriots minus 6.5, and the Eagles minus 3.5. I am predicting a 5-0 week.
Well,
never done that.
Speaking of exciting news, and that is breaking news right there. Dom predicting he's going to go 5-0. You never hear anything like that out of his mouth. But I got to draw your attention to one of our comments over here. Our good buddy Nick Rotundo, who, and I've been meaning to tell you this, you are a huge steel drum fan.
Huge.
You love steel drums.
Love it. It's my favorite instrument.
And if any one of our listeners is into steel drum music, you guys have to check out my man Nick Rotundo. His site is soundsoftheislands.com.
Nicky, you want to teach me how to do the steel drum?
He's a wonderful musician.
I'll take lessons. I'll give you this jersey.
Well, that's kind of what we need to get to with this. But my wife, we watched his videos. We've yet to catch him out at a gig yet. We've been missing his schedule. But 100% would highly recommend checking out Nick Rotundo and Sounds of the Island, one of our sponsors.
I love it. Anytime. Nicky Rotundo, me and you, baby.
But Nick writes in, he's liking to see the hockey love out of you, Dom. He's enjoying that right now. Flyers Winnipeg getting a couple pucks, Dom. Any thoughts on that one? What are we doing?
Where the fuck is Winnipeg?
And that's talking hockey.
That's talking hockey,
That's how
folks.
we take care of you, Nick.
That is talking hockey. Nick, maybe you can help me out. I won this jersey. It's an official jersey. It's got the patches on it and everything. I won this a couple years ago.
It was in a crane machine.
It was the Mike Missinelli Holiday Wheel. And I remember
I remember
me calling in the Mike Missinelli show.
Okay,
I spun the wheel.
Look at you.
Spun the wheel, won 4 tickets to the Winter Classic. But not the actual Winter Classic. I won it to the AHL Winter Classic. So I had to watch.
God.
I think it was Hershey versus
the Bears, right?
Yeah, it was the Bears versus the Phantoms.
That had to be packed,
and we
man.
stayed for like one quarter or one period, whatever the freak they call them. And I got there, and they're like, "Oh, we got a jersey for you." I'm like, "Oh, fantastic!"
That's
they're like,
awesome.
"Sign jersey," and they gave me whoever the fuck this guy is.
Why don't we get a turnaround right there?
Who? This guy? I don't know who he is.
I'm going Pierre.
Claude?
Pierre Bourdon.
Pierre Bourdon? Claude Bourdon?
So, Nick, can we get
can we get an update?
Can we get a ruling on that?
On who the hell this guy is? Because I have no idea.
Bourdon, it sounds French to me, so I'm going to go Pierre.
Pierre. Jean-Luc.
Pierre Bourdon.
Yeah.
I will play 44. All right, so there's talking hockey.
There's talking hockey.
Thanks for stopping by, my man. So we need to get into my 5 against the spread, just so you guys know what to fade heading into this weekend.
You heard it, folks. What the fade?
We are going to roll. There is some mutiny on the bounty happening in New York, for sure. They are 10.5-point home dogs to Fat Andy. I don't know how this team scores against Fat Andy this week. I'm going to lay the 10.5 points on the road with Kansas City.
You thinking like a 41-3, 41-6 game?
Not even 27-3, 27-7. I win. You know, very, very, very just bad things happening up in New York.
I couldn't be happier.
Which is great, yeah.
Couldn't happen to a better city.
I love that Dan Levitard thing where he was talking about Ben McAdoo looking like divorce.
Ben McAdoo looks like the poster child for every divorce in America.
Oh, my God. It's so funny. But the slick back hair, everything. I can't believe for a market like New York, that's what they're putting out as their head coach.
They deserve it.
It really. And one of our listeners, Jason Kress, is a huge Giants fan, and he is just disgusted with what's happening up there. So I enjoy the Giants being absolutely terrible right now. I'm going to lay the 10.5 with Kansas City. We are going to go at each other on this one because I'm going to back the Trubisky's. I'm going to take the bear down Chicago Bears, plus 2.5. Dom, do you know which team in the NFL has the second best record against the spread this year?
I'm guessing the Bears.
Bear down Chicago Bears. I'm going to take my 6-3 Bears against the number this year, and I'm going to take the 2.5 points against the Matty Staffords, who are getting 83% of the tickets at the moment right now. I think this might be one of those squares versus sharps matchups, and I'll just take it with the sharps right now. So I'm going to take the 2.5 points. This is a terrible team, and you bet bad teams, bad things happen. I completely agree. But I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals plus 2.5 going into Denver.
Can you think of a more unwatchable game?
It's going to be atrocious, without a doubt. I agree. Denver coming off of, was it 3 straight road losses? Has it been 4 total for them?
I don't know. They are just awful.
They were.
And we both called it.
We did. They were. I know they were my under, and I think they were your under as well for win totals this year. But yeah, they're definitely hurting. The Brock Osweiler thing is not helping anything out over there. So I'm going to take the Andy Daltons. I'm going to take the Joe Mixons. Please wake up, Joe Mixon. And I'm going to take that one with the 2.5. Hey, how can you not like the Philadelphia Eagles?
How could you not?
3.5-point line in Big D. It's a screaming Eagles line, without a doubt. So I completely agree with everything you said. I'm going to roll with the 3.5. And I'm going to go and take a little stab at Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Against the Seattle Seahawks.
Mr. Monday Night.
I'm going to roll with the Seahawks laying 2.5 points. I do not like Matt Ryan on the road. He is a much different quarterback outside of Atlanta.
For sure.
So I'm going to lay the 2.5 points on a Seahawks team that was at one point supposed to be the NFC champion. Mm-hmm. You know, they were going to hang with the Eagles, and that loss to the Redskins, I think, shook them a little bit.
Yeah.
So I like them coming back at home on Monday night in the National Eye. I think they get a little nasty. I'm going to take the Seahawks laying at 2.5 points. So that's what we got.
I like them. I like them all, except for the one.
Except for, the line. So I'm going to go probably 4-1.
4-1.
Right?
No chance of us going 5-0 together.
No, that's impossible.
Impossible.
Also, to report, my little Madeline, she sent in her 5 picks this past week. 1-4.
1-4.
1-4. So she's not allowed to pick until she can go over 6.
What about now? We got to get Big Z.
We got to get a little Z on it. Yeah, give him a shot at this. So next week we don't have the picks this week, but next week we will try to get Z in as well for his 5 picks against the number, and try to see if one of my kids can outduel me, because I put in the time and they don't deserve to be better than me at this.
It's bold.
That's the way it goes.
It's a bold statement. Yeah. Before we get into our DraftKings, why don't we give the topic that you have to match for with me for the gift card before we get into all that? Because we got a lot of people listening right now.
Got some people listening right now, and it's a fun little thing we call matching.
Matching Mayhem.
Matching with the Mayhem. And what we ask you to do is I'm going to pick a topic, and on this you're going to try to match Dom's. Let's do it as
That's just something I have no idea.
Yeah,
that you say.
You have no idea.
I come up with this on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can match me, a couple shekels get thrown your way in the form of a gift card.
This is
4 for 4 though.
Yeah, last week was 4 for 4. I'm going to go 3.
You're going to go 3 for 4. Okay.
And I'm going to keep it revolved around sports. Okay? And let's consider not 4. Let's consider all 3.5 professional sports that are out there. So let's go
football?
Right, football, basketball, baseball, and hockey.
I was going to say women's soccer.
Women's soccer, possibly.
Yeah, over hockey.
Well, one of the two.
Right,
one of the two.
MMA.
WNBA.
WNBA,
right.
UFC.
Right, all that.
Over hockey, for sure.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. NASCAR. Well, that wouldn't actually work for this particular one that I'm going to bring up, but we're going to keep it revolved around sports for a minute.
Okay.
And I also encourage you to think about college as well. This is going to be a factor in this as well. So this is revolving around mascots. So what you're looking to do is you're going to match Dom's 3 that he comes up with on the spot right now.
3 mascots.
So you're going to come up with 3 team mascots that span all sports, right? It could just be one team, right? Or one mascot. That could be the mascot for several different teams across different sports. Which 3 mascots put together the strongest team? The best of this mascot.
So
you get some time on this.
I get some time.
And everybody does too. So if you have your 3 that you like to submit as the 3 mascots across all sports that have the strongest mascot, for example. Like let's say you wanted to pick, I don't want to give any away. But it could be a mascot that exists in baseball, to football, to college basketball. So think about some mascots that span different sports. And if you come up with 3 that take care of Doms or that address Doms, you'll be all set to roll. So
now, do they have to be active mascots?
No, it's like a school mascot. So just like their
but I'm
sports
saying,
team.
like, if there was a mascot that used to be a mascot but is no longer a mascot.
You can do that.
Okay.
I'm all right with that. So 3 mascots that come to mind across any sport. You have some time to elaborate on that.
I do have some time, yeah. So I got 2. I'm having a really hard time picking this third one.
Well, if somebody gets your 2, then you're in good shape. But that said, I'm going to segue over to DraftKings, which is another competition that we have going on over here at Metrics and Mayhem. It is free to join in. If we get a crew of about like 20 to 25, we're going to start to throw some shekels in on it, get a regular crew, but I think we're up at around 10 right now. We've had a nice little group with that. So if anybody's interested in hopping in that hasn't been a part of that yet, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to get you the link. It's on our Facebook page. It's on our Twitter accounts. I'm at the EP3 Metrics. Dom over here is at DM Hustle 33. So feel free to reach out to us for that. So we're going to get rolling on the DraftKings portion right now. And while Dom's thinking, I'll take the lead. And head out and send out my lineup for DraftKings this week. And we are going to roll out. Oops, coming up right now. Sorry about that. My quarterback this week is a gentleman that we were talking about not wanting to see here in Philadelphia in the postseason. And his name is Drew Brees. I'm going to take Drew Brees, and I'm going to pay the 6800 for him, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We've got quite a bit of comments coming in. They're all starting to figure it out. Hey, Marty Rotinda, what's going on? Villanova basketball. We did talk a little bit about that, so we'll get back to that now that you're here. And Grady Barber checking in. All right, we're getting some good stuff here. So I'm going to roll out with the Drew Brees. I'm going to roll out at running back Jay Ajayi for 5,300. And somebody that you know a little bit about that, Lenny Fournette. I'm going to drop the 8,200 on Lenny, running at the Cleveland Browns this week. When it comes time for receivers, I'm going to roll out Michael Thomas with the connection from Drew Brees this week against Washington. I'm going to take Jarvis Landry at 6,400, and I'm a little sheepish on this one, but I needed to get somebody in. Cole Beasley at 3,600 against our Eagles.
That's a cheap one. He may get some love late in the game.
We'll see.
Some garbage time.
Austin Hooper checking in at 3,400 as my tight end. My flex is going to be that Chris Thompson from Washington. Okay. Like him, and I'll roll out the Eagles defense to round out my lineup, which will be Brees, Ajayi, Fournette, Beasley, Landry, Thomas, Hooper, Chris Thompson, and the Eagles. Dominic.
Okay, so, and I'm going to say this now to everybody out there. I saw some college out there. Get rid of the college. I'm sticking with pros.
You're going pros?
I'm going strictly pros. So if you have college in there, get them out.
Okay.
So we'll give you some extra time to do it. So get them out. For me, I like my team this week, and I haven't liked my team at all.
Yes.
I'm not very good at DraftKings.
Okay.
Fully admit it.
That's very big of you.
But I think I'm actually okay this week.
Okay.
So we're going to go with Marcus Mariota going into Steel Town and taking on the
Mr. Thursday night.
Yeah, Mr. Thursday night for 5,600.
Very nice.
Then we're going to go with our running backs, Tevin Coleman.
Ooh.
He's the lone back this week.
Deontay Foreman's not playing this week.
He's not going to play,
Very
so
good.
Tevin Coleman's going to get a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin Kamara.
Oh, Jeff Liano loves that.
Just a Jeff Liano guy through and through, but he's the new Darren Sproles in that offense.
Mm-hmm.
They get him the ball, and they get it to him often.
I like it.
A.J. Green.
A.J. Green.
I haven't taken A.J. Green yet this year. I'm going A.J. Green. 7K for A.J. Green.
Okay.
Another wide receiver, Sterling Shepard.
Oh, he had a big game last week,
He had a big
man.
game, but he's the only one that knows that offense at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's got to get the ball thrown to him in New York. So
I like
6,300 for Sterling Shepard. Robert Woods.
Yes.
Becoming a huge target.
And he sat on your bench last week, if I'm not mistaken.
40 points. Would have probably helped me in that game. Yeah.
Very much so.
Very much so.
How about Stephanie Liano checking in with this one here?
That is the greatest one.
Oh, and the Karate Kid at the end, too.
Karate Kid.
Steph, awesome work out of you, man.
Yes,
That's great.
I love it. So we're going to go with Robert Woods for 6K. Tight end, Jared Cook.
Yes, absolutely.
Jared Cook coming in. In the middle of the field for those Patriots, a little soft.
Little weak
soft.
linebackers.
Flex, Kenyon Drake.
Oh, you love it.
Just kicked them off.
You love it,
Just
brother.
kicked them off the fantasy squad. All he did was score 20 points.
He did.
So shout out to Jonathan Edward and Chris Leon who said Kenyon Drake stinks. He just scored 20 points better than any running back you had. So,
They are.
Okay.
Welcome.
And then I only had 2,200 left, so I took the Titans.
Oh, okay.
So Mariota, Coleman, Kamara, Green, Shepard, Woods, Cook, Drake, and the Titans.
And that's how it's done.
That's how we do it.
So again, a shout out to Nate Sexton, who I think is still with us for winning this past week. And we came up with part of the challenge where if you win this 3 weeks in a row, we're going to hook you up with a prize pack. Courtesy of Metrics and Mayhem, just as a little...
maybe some lotions to Bed Bath & Beyond.
Maybe some lotions to Bed Bath & Beyond. But we'll get that out to you. But you need to win 3 of those in a row. And my 3 in a row didn't count early in the year. It starts right now, so unfortunately. That's the way that works. Why don't we segue over to, we'll go to Donato's, and then we'll come back and check out
we'll go to Donato's,
mascots.
and then we'll do the mascots, and then we'll close it out.
This past week, as I'd already brought up, let me pull up the wrong
While you're pulling it out, for people who haven't put in their selections yet, it's mascots over the top 3 pro sports. So football, baseball, basketball.
Mm-hmm.
My 3 most important mascots over those 3 sports. You get all 3, you get a prize pack. Pro sports, not college.
Makes sense. Sorry for the delay over here. There we go, week 10.
Yep.
All right, so as I said before, the Bakahans lose, I believe that's our 11th straight. 2-11 at this point right now.
You have a
to the
streak
Consigs.
going. I mean, at least you could say that.
We do have a streak going for sure. And Jeff, earlier on in the conversation, I think mentioned that this is his 5th straight defeat of me in a row with regards to fantasy football.
Is that right?
And that just might be right. Cam Newton, happily for Jeff, putting up 50 points after we decided that I fleeced him on that deal. Apparently that's not the case. But Jeff, I couldn't be happier for you. You have such a great team, and you're such a great fantasy football owner. So very happy here for you. And I'm glad you were pounding your chest, beating up on a team that's 2-11. If that makes you feel better, pal, then that's great. So anyway, congratulations to that, and best wishes to you and all that bullshit. Potbelly Pig Farmer wins again.
Oh.
They are on fire, the
Steamroll.
Potbellies. Rolling in and all jacked up. You would call it out a little bit, maybe not making some trade action happening for you.
Yeah, I mean, it took them forever. It's like, I had to get through them through, Morse code or what are the old-timey thing where you...
The rotary phone you're talking about. Yeah.
His old ass, he gets text, so, old man, let's go.
We got to get going on that.
Go.
It's been a recurring theme with you, wouldn't you say, with people not getting back to you?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
But that said, the Potbellies take care of all jacked up, 127 to 115. Baby got Dak this week. Now, it's not that I don't want to talk about Baby got Dak because they did get off the schneid this week. But my father-in-law, the jackasses, put up a career low 47.8 points this week out of the jackasses.
Solid.
That is just a tragedy in action that my father-in-law went through. Losing by It's at 105 right now. Yeah, 105. That could. I mean, that's not biggest beating of the year, right? Didn't you smoke?
No, I think Jeff actually has the biggest beating.
Jeff has biggest
the week
beating?
that he scored over 200 points, I think that was the biggest beating.
Okay.
But this 152 to 47, that's close.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But that said, Baby Got Dak turning up to 7-6, drops the Jackasses to 5-8. Bald Dog getting ahead of Belichick yourself.
Probably turning into one of the biggest rivalries in our division.
Very quietly.
The Laurie Melchior versus Earl Phillips Jr.
There's always fireworks when it comes down to
between those two.
Yeah,
I feel like they play every week.
Yeah, I agree. It's 2 6-7 teams after it's all said and done. But Bald Dog takes the cake on that one.
Tight division.
The Joe Asses fall to Cursed Philly Fan in a very straight-ahead game, 143-134. But Jen does lose that one, dropping Jen down to 5-8. Greg up at 7-6. And in what could best be described as an upset, how about the 3-9 Impotent Porn Stars taking down Hit That Blunt at 10-2? They get rolled 144-101. Dom, thoughts?
Well,
there's talking hockey.
There's
everybody.
Talking hockey, everybody.
So we send our best to IPS. Go ahead.
When all three of your starting running backs score a total of less than 20 points, anybody's going to roll you. Maybe it's not the Jackasses.
Maybe not the Jackasses.
But anybody's going to roll you when your three running backs score less than 20 points. And
a team that you had a little incident with this week, making a little deal with IPS.
Yeah, we had a nice trade. The players I traded him did very well for him.
And you brought up a good point too. I mean, the trade based on names versus the trade based on how they're performing. People when you hear the name Tom Brady, people think that he's untradeable because he's the greatest quarterback ever. But when it comes down to stats, the deal that you made was, I thought it was a very fair deal. The names itself.
All my trades are fair deals. If you've made a trade with me, you will say, we both improved, we both got the better end of it. So the people who go, yeah, I don't want to make a trade with you, you're doing it because you don't like the name you see. And that's the only thing.
Or they don't like you.
Or they don't like me. But if you're going to let your hatred for me cloud your judgment for your team, that's on you. That's not a winning attitude.
Okay.
That's not a winning attitude.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But that said, it drops Hit That Blunt to 11-3, and they were looking ahead of Potbelly Pig Farmer, 11-2 right now. So two teams that are way ahead of the rest. I think the next best is 7-6. If I'm looking at this correctly.
Consigs are 10-3 as well.
Oh, okay. Yep, I take that back.
Yep.
2 10-3s, 11-2, and then 7 wins after that. So.
Yeah, so it's really three teams sprinting towards the finish line. There's going to be somebody losing a game in that top bracket.
Yeah.
This week.
Yep, I agree. It's getting interesting. We're coming into week 11 right now, so we got 3 more weeks of the regular season left. So that will always be good. And the Bakahans are all geared up for the Loser Bowl.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that. I'm going to go.
Can't wait to see you get that placard back on. This
back
time,
on.
the back
On
of
the
your
back.
car,
Yeah, 'cause
not the front, because people can't see it when you're driving. And I know that's why you did it. I saw through it when you first did it, and you didn't want to say anything because you thought, like, damn, I thought I was going to get away with this. Nobody was going to call me out on that.
Well, why don't you explain because this was your idea.
Yeah, this is my idea. My idea was if you lost the Loser Bowl, there's this placard that says, I suck at fantasy football, and you have to put it on your car. Now, I didn't specify which side of the car you put it on, the back or the front. This genius, and I saw through it as soon as he did it. He is like, you didn't specify. I was like, I know why you put it on the front because nobody sees it on the front.
That's exactly right. So nobody knew this past year that I sucked, but now this year they know I suck out loud.
You can't slide things like that past me. I am way too quick for that. But I saw it and I called you out and I said, it goes on the back.
You got it easily. So that's the way it rolls.
It goes on the back because that's a move I would do.
I like it. Yeah, you got to outthink each other like that. Well, and then even the other day, I got this jigsaw puzzle over here. I couldn't find one piece. My kids threw it on the ground, and I thought you stole one piece of my jigsaw. Just one piece of my jigsaw.
That's a move I wish I would have
totally would have made, right? Yeah.
I wish I would have thought of that move, and I took pictures with it. I would have gone around town. I would have gone to the Liberty Bell and put the jigsaw piece on the Liberty Bell. I'd have gone to the Rocky statue. I'd have put it on the Rocky statue.
I love it. Oh,
it would have been fantastic.
Oh, that's too good.
But I didn't think of it, so
well,
maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Maybe I'll steal your kombucha.
Oh, good luck, bro.
And replace it with jungle juice.
That kombucha's all gone, everybody.
I'll steal your kombucha, replace it with jungle juice, and we'll see how the whole 30 goes this time.
You know they say if you drink 30 gallons of it, you get a slight buzz.
Oh,
so
is that
I'm
right?
looking forward to that. Yeah, that's going to happen pretty soon. But before we wrap up here, we threw out a contest to our good listeners here about mascots, and I'm going to scroll through. So the last one that I have up here is John Liano saying that he loves you.
Okay.
So why don't we cap it at that right there? And Dom, why don't you throw us some mascots and see if anybody can match it?
If
3 for 3.
If somebody didn't get the first mascot on my board, you're silly. Okay. You're just a silly, silly human being. So I am going to go with
the Philly Fanatic.
The Philly Fanatic.
I like it.
How could you not pick the Philly Fanatic?
I like the Philly Fanatic.
All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this backwards here. Sorry, I'm a little. Okay. Philly Fanatic.
Philly Fanatic is in.
Philly Fanatic. So whoever's got Philly Fanatic, I see John's got the Philly Fanatic.
We got him.
So that's good.
I like
that's
it.
1 for 1.
Okay.
Everybody's got the Philly Fanatic. Second one.
San Diego Chicken.
The San Diego Chicken.
Very good. There it is. John Hoban.
John Hoban.
Look at this.
2 for 2.
All right.
I like it. I don't know if anybody's got a Fanatic in San Diego Chicken.
I'm looking.
Let's see. But yeah, San Diego Chicken. San Diego, if anybody knows me, they've heard me say on this program, San Diego is probably the second favorite place in my heart. I got a lot of friends that live out there. I love that San Diego lifestyle, the weather. So I love San Diego, and I love the San Diego Chicken.
Okay.
And he's a great mascot.
I like it.
That's the name. Just a chicken.
The San Diego Chicken. I'm all in.
And for our third one is who is it? Hoban. Is Hoban correct?
Let's see.
And bam! The Washington Nationals.
Oh, no, he's not right.
Sorry, John. You were close.
He had the Dunkin' Gorilla for the Suns.
Yeah, the Dunkin' Gorilla for the Suns. So we are going to go with the Fanatic, the Chicken, and the Presidents are great.
Yeah.
That President's race that they do is fantastic.
Very, very good one.
And I think George Washington always wins. Doesn't he?
I think so.
Like Roosevelt never wins or something like that. Somebody never wins.
Total violation.
So this is the 3, Fanatic, the Chicken, and the San Diego Presidents.
There it is. So another one. Yeah. I don't think anybody, I didn't see any of the Presidents on there, so I think we get another one.
John said he had the Presidents on there. I didn't see it, but John said he had the Presidents
on there. Oh, he did have the Presidents. Okay.
I think it's a little lower. But yeah, another day. Another failed experiment.
And here we go. Yeah. We have Marc-Andre Bourdon.
Yeah, so he has a very French Canadian name, Marc-Andre. Marc-Andre Bourdon.
And
Marc-Andre Bourdon.
Speaking of boredom, why don't we
talk hockey
for our good buddy Marty Rotundo out there? We got to talk some Villanova hoops. So right now, a really exhilarating match against who they play, Lipscomb. This past week.
Is that right?
They did. I think they put up a $113 on them, if I'm not mistaken. Where do you think Nova ends up when it's all said and done? Final 4 squad, Dom?
Sure.
Elite 8 team?
I have no idea.
Oh, you got no love for college basketball?
I got no love for college basketball. I watch it when March Madness comes, and I just go, that team.
Yeah, okay. And it's all good stuff. I do not think that we will see Nova in the Final 4 this year, sadly enough.
Is that right? Why is that?
I do not. I don't think that they... when I watched the game last night between Duke and Michigan State, I see Michigan State as a team that is just enormous inside. And even though you know how I feel about Grayson Allen, I have absolute nothing but hatred for Grayson Allen. I do have to say...
Shout out to Ted Cruz, a.k.a. Grayson Allen.
Oh, my God.
And Nate Sexton.
Yeah, Nate Sexton.
Shout out to Nate Sexton.
Our buddy for our poker league, Nate Sexton.
I made for next week get a side-by-side of Nate Sexton.
Yeah, it's a strong one.
And Grayson Allen
I like
and
that segment.
Ted Cruz.
I like that segment, the side-by-side, if you can find them.
I'll put together a couple.
I like that. That's pretty good. But that said, my man Grayson Allen, even though I cannot stand him, my man hit some big shots last night. So the Dukies pull away.
He's gonna look great playing in fucking Israel next year.
Yeah. Well, there's some character questions about him for sure. So we'll see how that comes through as he's a senior this year. It's his big senior year. We're very excited. But it'll be very interesting, and going against Izzo in March is just something I can't do. So
how's Pitino going to do this year?
I look forward to seeing Rick Pitino this year. It'll be those Louisville Cardinals are going to be in a little bit of a situation without Pitino there, stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars and doing good things for that program.
Don't hate it. So, don't hate the move.
Don't hate the move?
Don't hate the move.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, we'd like to thank you for joining us here on Metrics and Mayhem on episode 12. We hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, please share. Let people know what's happening over here. We hope to build up our listenership and then get a full-time gig down at the Borgata with the new sportsbook opening. Mm-hmm. If you guys didn't hear about that, if you're joining us late, looks like some action might be happening down there, which is good. And why don't we get this bad boy rolling? And on behalf of the Mayhem, my name is Earl Phillips. I am the Metric to the Equation. Dominic Melchior III. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next week.
5-0 this week against the spread. Go back into this, listen to what I had to say, and call your bookie. That's talking hockey.
You got a problem with that?
Yo, Daniel LaRusso is the villain of Karate
Daniel.
He steals the girl. He cheats in the All Valley
Daniel
tournament.
LaRusso is the villain?
He's the villain. Billy Zabka is the hero of the Karate Kid.
This and more on the next episode.
I'm out. That's it. We're ending with that.